So, you talk about dealing with her being young, and then I remember, a few times, like you got a couple stories about back in the day with FBG Duck. Now, I was just seeing the interview with her with J-Man the other day. He began the females to talk about their history. He had got Mona Lisa to talk about shit. A girl
Mm-hmm.
said she used to mess with Duck at a point. Now, did y'all was cool at that point, or was that after the fact? Like, did y'all know that that went on? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Who?
when
With Glizzy messing
yeah,
with
Glizzy
Duck?
said she messed with Duck. Yeah.
No. But see, the thing about Glizzy, fo, is when I met Glizzy, fo, she was already with ops, fo. You know what I'm saying? No shade, no nothing. Like, she was already with the ops, fo. Like, you know what I'm saying? She used to be around niggas from, like, Brick Squad and shit like that, fo. And I
So
knew that when I came and looked for her, but she was fine shit and she was, like, foreign. Like, back then, bro, she looking Asian and shit. Like, she looked like these other little bitches that I was with. You know what I'm saying? It was, like, no shade to them bitches. It was just like she looked foreign. Like back then, we
in the
used to
hood.
be anything that didn't look like us. She foreign. We got foreign shit on the block. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen her on the net, I'm like, damn, she foreign on video. I gotta get that. That's something for me, young bro. That's something for me to be like in the hood. Like, yeah, I got foreign shit on the block. You know what I'm saying? So I went and looked for her and went and bumped her and shit like that. But she was already
Messing with
messing with
opposite.
us and shit
Yeah.
like that. But back then, bro, that shit never mattered. Like we was like one thing about girls and they ops, they fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like to be honest, bro, like you know what I'm saying? And me, I always lived in the heart of my hood. Like where I lived at, we hung right there. Like for whatever reason, I always moved in the hood where we hung. Like, so a nigga can't pull up on my block and even lamp on me, folks. Like, you can't, because you got to pull up and see 17 niggas standing over here that's on point with guns already. So it wasn't like I was worried about a fucking op bitch and she dropped my low or, nigga, all my ops knew where I stayed. Every crib I had in the hood, they knew.
Damn.
They knew every crib. When I stayed on 57 or 56 and King Drive, all ops knew I stayed right there. But we was all hanging across the street in Washington Park with SKD, and couldn't nobody come through there and do shit without getting fucked up. When I stayed on 63rd in Michigan, all ops knew where I stayed at, but nigga, we was playing in the back of the white building. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see them hood vlogs that with Tate on them in the back of the white building on 63rd. Back when I was a shorty, we used to play that white building in the back, riding our bikes, and you couldn't come through there and do shit. Nigga, I stayed on the motherfucking 16th floor or some shit like that. It ain't like you can come lamp and come through that bitch and clap some, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you couldn't do it. And then when I moved in the Courtway on 61st in Indiana, that bitch, we had the whole Gresham sold up at Front Street and 600. So it wasn't like never like, if you could know where I live, can you get here and get to me and get off the block alive, unscathed? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's crazy. Yeah, that's real. But that's crazy. You said that it's sparking a memory. When I interviewed Butta one time, he was talking about like T. Roy had came and aired his crib out there and like trolled him about it. Like, boy, y'all better
Mm-hmm.
stay off that porch. And
Yeah.
then you talking about all I was knew you lived there, but it was just that was the thing where like you couldn't get up on the
Yeah,
crib.
you couldn't, because when I stayed on Indiana in the Courtway, you have to get in the gate. I never stayed in a house in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I stayed in an apartment because even when I moved, I lived in another crib on 60th and Calumet on my block on 600.
So your crib never got hit up.
No,
Yeah, that's
nobody could
yeah.
never touch none of my cribs. My crib ain't get shot up till I moved on the low end, folks. You know what I'm saying? Outside of my hood, and I was staying in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so your shit did get shot up before.
Yeah, yeah, the young man, but it wasn't even on no, oh, they can get up on me type shit. Nigga, the young 051 nigga had a baby mama that stayed like around the corner from my auntie because we was actually, this is after I moved out 61st in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? They had came and put us out because they put my mama out because of me. You know what I'm saying? There was some shit going on in the hood and they couldn't prove I did it, but like the detectives and shit, they couldn't prove it, but they knew it, so they was putting pressure on the crib and on the management of the courtway and shit, and they ended up just like evicting my mama. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And we had to, because it was such short notice, we didn't know we was gonna get evicted. We ended up moving with my auntie for a minute, and she just so happened to stay on 44th and Langley. And one of the ops they had, and I knew this when I went over there. Well, not when I went over there, but when I was staying over there, because that's basically Welchera. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from down there too. So when I moved right there, all of bro them, they was giving me the spiel like, oh yeah, man, one of the ops got a baby mama live right here. We been trying to catch his ass coming in and out. So the whole time we was on him, but he was on me too. He had already knew I stayed around the corner. And one day he just came and lit that bitch up. You know what I'm saying? And it was so crazy because I was actually in the front room when the windows got shot through. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting on the couch, and the couch was in front of this big ass window. It was like a fat ass window that was like I'm on the couch, the window behind me, big as hell. That was the front window. And I stood up off the couch because I had my phone. It was sitting on like like a stand next to the couch and shit. You know what I'm saying? And my phone was right there plugged in on the charger. So I stood up and I walked to my left to get my phone. As soon as I touched my phone, like I wasn't even, nigga, the shit happened so quick. I ain't even hit no shots. I just heard shit. Like, that's how I know they was close. Like, they had to be standing in my front yard or some shit. Because, nigga, it wasn't even no, like, shots that I heard. I heard shit. What the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Whole time, folks. Shots going through the window on phone them. And I'm like, damn, after the shit was over, I went and stood right there and looked the bullet holes like dead through the thing. I'm like, man, these motherfuckers is face level. Like if I was still standing right there just watching TV, like if I would just stood up and changed the channel or something, I'd have got hit in my shit.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how that happened, folks. But other than that,
what they teased you or something like how T-Roy did, Butta did, they like teased you like, yeah, we watched State, ooh, like
yeah,
that's like
no, I ain't gonna lie, they used to be woofing hard as hell. And they used to love woofing with me because like one thing about it, bro, shooters always respect other shooters even in different forms. Like I used to always tell niggas like the reason I used to be arguing with so many of the ops because they know like I was like that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to argue with goofies from these blocks with niggas they perceive goofies. They want to argue with niggas who they think out here like, yeah, I can't wait to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't wait to catch you. Like, or, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and the ops, me and 22 used to sit on the phone with the ops all the time, bro. Like, that was like some shit. We kept up with each other. Like, we had each other numbers and shit like that. Like, we would come through each other's phones and be like, yeah, pussy, what you want? Man, I miss your bitch ass. Like, we on the phone acting like we homies, but we really setting up a shootout. We setting up a link like a motherfucker. Man, folk, come through, slide on me. I ain't saying you in a minute. Like you don't want to get now. You don't get next to me. Sure, you know we on that bitch talking like straight homies, and we real live putting together a crime scene on this bitch. Like you know what I'm saying? We trying to catch each other. We lining this shit up. We tired of going through each other's hoods trying to find each other. Like, nah, nigga, come on, what you want, man? Pull up on the hood. We out here right now. What you want, gang?
Yeah, I seen it before. Like we see, like even Shorty, some of them youngins, they be going live on motherfuckers' blocks and shit. Sometimes like that shit be crazy, bro.
Yeah.
But it's a dangerous game, bro.